Well, hello again everybody. It's quite late Thursday evening. I'm just putting a few bits into the van because straight after work on Friday we're off to a campsite quite local to us because Chaz is towing up the Suzuki Intruder with his motorhome on his motorbike trailer for me from his house, and we're going to meet up at this campsite which is probably about 10-15 miles from our house. And I do believe Gary is coming up to join us as well. So yeah, hopefully straight after work on Friday we'll be on the road and very quickly at the campsite. I drove the van to the campsite while Nikki took her car separately because we knew we'd probably need a separate vehicle in order to get the bike back home during our break. Nikki got there first and was able to let me through the barrier. Lovely. We've arrived at the Willows Park Marina and we're pitched up. It's a little bit wet, so we're pitched up on the gravel ring road. There's a wide bit, but we can't go on the grass pitches because it's a little bit too soggy. But I've got the kettle on and we're going to have a little bit of a chill out and settle into relaxing for the weekend. My love, are you ready for a relaxing weekend?
I am. I actually would like to go for a walk. So we're near Brampton Mill, which we're booked in for tomorrow night. But it's actually quite pretty, and we're along by the river or the canal.
It is, isn't it?
And actually, you can walk into Huntington from here as well. So there's lots to do. Oh, and there's the garden centre up the other end, where you want to have coffee or just go and have a look at gardening stuff.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what we get up to, eh? Well, the weather had deteriorated a bit. It was absolutely chucking it down, so we waited in the van for it to clear because we were hoping to go for a bit of a stroll. Eventually the weather did clear a little bit and we walked round to the nearby Brampton Mill restaurant where we'd booked a meal for the Saturday night because we needed to add Gary on to our booking. We then went and had a look at the river and the locks where the water was pouring through before heading back to the van to make some dinner. Well, it was nice to stretch my legs after a long day in the office, but now we're back in the van. Nikki doesn't really want any dinner, but I'm going to cook myself some of these nice pork and apple sausages. And I've also got some lovely mixed veg on the go and the kettle on for a nice cup of tea. Oh, this looks fantastic. I do like a nice sausage. Well, it was much later before Chaz and Liz and Gary arrived in their motorhomes. They'd had a terrible journey in filthy weather, and I think everyone was glad to be arrived and pitched up for the night. The poor old Intruder on the back has had a proper soaking. Fortunately, by the next morning, the weather had significantly improved. Well, we did have a job starting the bike. The thinking was that the electrics had got a good soaking on the trailer on the way up in all that rain. But a bit of tinkering and we did soon get it going. The plan was that I would ride it back home while Nikki, Chaz and Gary followed in the car to give me a lift back to the campsite once we got it safely in the garage.
There's the backup vehicle. There's a dog in charge of refunds. And there's the man. So here we are in the car. Wipers are flipped. Ready to go and see Alex off on his motorbike. Gary's in the back there, slating his jacket.
He looks like the easy rider.
He does look like the easy rider. There we go. And Nikki's coming back. First solo turn right onto a main road. Please excuse the camera work, it's a bit shaky. Sounds awesome. It sounds beautiful.
Well, although the bike started off running well, as I started to ride home, it started to struggle a little bit under load. Seemed to be misfiring on one of the cylinders, and I was struggling to get any power out of it. So we did pull over and have a quick look at it, but we weren't able to get it running any better by the roadside, so carried on heading for home. The thinking was perhaps that good soaking it had got hadn't really helped. There was some thinking I might have been dragging on the back brake, because the back brake light did appear to be coming on and off. But I thought about it and was concentrating on not doing it the rest of the way home, but the reports from behind were that the brake light did still keep flickering on and off.
You hear what Mia said about his jacket?
What did she say?
It's awful, Nanny. It looks awful.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Poor Annie.
I have to say, when he's on the bike like this,
It looks alright. It looks good. Look at it all flapping around. Look.
But to walk around in it,
Yeah, it's not what you walk around in, because you take that off.
He will, because he's Alex.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's good though.
Oh, Mr. Gear.
it's that easy to do on there, because mine was electric.
Yeah, because it's all round the other way, you see.
Mine was automatic, the one I had years ago.
I'll tell you what, I'd struggle to ride that with the gears round the wrong way.
I thought it was fantastic. He's gone for it, isn't he? What's the speed he's doing?
He's doing 50.
Wow, brilliant.
Where it's near.
Has his brake light on?
There is a light on.
He's got his brake light on. He's got his hand on the brake, or a foot on the brake. Can you see it, Gary?
Yeah.
It's smelling now. Should we tell him?
Well, with the bike safely tucked away in the garage and waiting for a bit of attention to sort out that misfiring problem, we returned to the campsite and went for a bit of a walk around Hinchinbrook Country Park. Well, that was a nice walk, but it's definitely good to get back in the van and get the kettle on, because I am dying for a brew. What? Cheers. Then later on, we all went for a lovely meal at the Brampton Mill restaurant. Well, we've had a great weekend. I've got the bike back up here, and we've had a lovely walk and a meal with Chaz and Liz and Gary, and yeah, I think it's coming up to the time now we're going to start packing away the van and probably head in for home. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in another one very soon.